We're learning new details about President Trump secretly switching planes while leaving the NATO summit last month. Now, CBS News has learned the covert swap happened within a day of U.S. and Turkish intelligence picking up on an Iranian threat. Sources say there was a plot by Tehran to fire a missile at Air Force One. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro joins us now. So what are the new details we're learning about this threat, Aaron, and who was on which plane, if you can break that down for us?
Yeah, Kelly and Tom, good to be with you. Ahead of the departure from Turkey, the National Security Agency, the CIA, and Turkey's MIT intelligence service picked up streams of information about this plot by Iran to fire this surface-to-air missile at Air Force One. There were also initially reports of a team in Turkey who was tasked with firing that missile, but after more probes, no team was detected. We've also learned that it was the decision of the National Security Council, the White House Military Office, and the Secret Service to make this decision for President Trump to change planes, and that was done in coordination with officials in D.C. as well. In terms of who was on which plane, on the plane with President Trump in that smaller C-32A were his Deputy Chief of Staff, Dan Scavino, Executive Assistant to the President, Natalie Harp, Director of Oval Office Operations, Walt Nauta, and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Left behind on Air Force One included Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who reportedly both knew about this plot, as well as Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, alongside other Trump staffers, administration staffers, and a traveling press pool who were instructed in their cabin of the plane to keep their window shades down throughout the whole flight.
Yeah, really putting the secret in Secret Service there. Aaron, I want to change gears here and turn to some other news coming out of the White House. Caroline Leavitt leaving her role as White House press secretary. Obviously, the million-dollar question here is who her successor is going to be. But walk us through this. What comes next?
Yeah, Leavitt was the youngest White House press secretary ever, second longest serving secretary for President Trump to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and very recently just came back from a maternity leave for the birth of her second child, and that seemed to be the main reason for her leaving. In a statement on X, she wrote, quote, "I have felt in my heart that I cannot be the best mom my two young children deserve, while devoting the constant time and attention required of the White House press secretary." She also noted that President Trump asked her to remain as an outside advisor to him and the Republican Party leading up to the midterm elections this November, and she signaled at some point she would be back in the political fray. Now it's a bit of a guessing game on who replaces her, if it's someone currently in the press shop who is elevated, if someone from outside is brought in, or if we see another rotation of administration officials like we saw during her maternity leave, such as Vice President Vance, Treasury Secretary Bessent, Secretary Rubio, come in and press and brief the press in the briefing room. But you can expect departures like this around this time of the midterms and can expect more shakeups should Republicans lose control of Congress.
Whether you love or hated what she said, I will have to admit she was always very strong at that podium. That is a very difficult job. All right, Aaron, appreciate it.